Hi everyone, it's Janine. I want to talk to you today about something that's really been on my mind lately and actually has been affecting me quite a bit. So I started to really think about what it means to have clarity or the lack thereof. So I went online and I checked, what does clarity mean? And according to dictionary.com, clarity is clearness or lucidity as to perception or understanding, freedom from indistinctness or ambiguity. So, great. Okay, don't we all want to be in a world where things are not ambiguous? Everyone gets it, the whole thing. You would think so, but the answer is no. It's clear to me that clarity is pretty hard to come by. The lack of clarity results in all kinds of crazy misunderstandings, confusion, hurt feelings, ineffectiveness at home, in our love relationships, in the workplace, in the schoolrooms, everything. People, for as many questions as people ask, somehow we're not getting it. We're not getting it. So all of the things that are said or not said, or the way they're said, or you really meant to say X, but you really meant Y and Z, all of these things add to the muddiness. They add to the lack of clarity. In the workplace, for example, you could go to ask your boss for a raise, and you don't know exactly what to say. So instead of just coming out and saying, look, I'd really like to ask for an increase, you end up talking about next month's projections for sales. You never really get to the point. So what's behind all of that, right? This is what I think is so fascinating. What is it about clarity or the lack thereof that we're so committed to and invested in? It's so much easier for us to often talk to a third party about what our true heart's desires are, other than the person that we need to clarify things with directly. I know for myself that this has been a huge theme in my life, and it's something that I really am committed to cleaning up because it just really doesn't serve me. And as a result of that, I've really been studying that lately. I've really been looking at the way it shows up in life, the way it shows up for people. So it's so maddening. What can we do about it? And where does it come from? So I've come to realize that the muddiness really comes from fear. It's an extension of fear. It's almost as if clarity itself is a shield for something that we're trying to run away from. If you're clear about the fact that your boss won't give you a raise, then you're disappointed. You may not be able to handle that disappointment. The lack of clarity shields you from rejection in your mind or someone's mind, or it can give you the storyline of ignorance or victimhood or anything other than ownership, right? So if I get clarity, it might mean that I hear something that I don't want to hear. It might mean that I know for sure that the person I love doesn't really love me. And all of these things come into play, and all of these stories are running in our mind, and we don't realize that these are our operating systems running beneath the surface. We all say we want clarity, and yet we don't really go for it. So, the truth of the matter is that our human brains are designed for fear. They're designed to protect us. One wrong decision means you're dead. It used to be. So unfortunately, we haven't caught up 100%. And so these things still run us. Our brains are created to protect us, and our brains despise failure. These are not my words. This is actual, real, scientific neuroscience facts. So what happens? How can we counteract that? The truth is, the only way we can is to create daily practices. And clarity, instead of being something to be feared, should really be something that we can view as power and choice. When we know what's really going on, how much our cell phone bill is, for example, how it breaks down, and we get the clarity of that, well, maybe we can fight for a discount, or maybe we can realize that we can save $1 or $2 because we've been overpaying for something that we don't need, or this is not the right plan for us necessarily. That's something simple. But what about when you're in a relationship and you don't know how to tell your partner, I need more love, I need more of your attention, I need more of whatever the case may be? And that, wouldn't it empower you to know that having clarity about what that looks like for you, and then subsequently what that looks like for them, could actually create the space for that to happen? So we really need to start being a little bit, we really need to start being committed to clarity, because clarity is courage. It's only when we are clear do we really have that choice and power. In the hazy cloud of uncertainty, we're handicapped. And often we handicap ourselves with assumptions or speaking in circles. And I'm saying, stop the madness. Stand in the light and ask for what is not. Ask for clarity when something is not clear to you. Retrain yourself to seek out and root out the fear in seeking clarity. The only way to do that is to practice, to allow your brain to catch up to the fact that it doesn't need to be afraid of clarity. Open your ears, truly listen without anticipating your own response before the other person even finishes speaking, and open your heart, all to the end that you're giving yourself back the power and choice and knowledge that you need to make good decisions, that you need to make informed decisions, that you need to get your own power back. Thank you for listening. I hope this provokes some thoughts. Please give me comments if you have any. I would love to hear what you think of this topic. Thanks.